Hi FlossTube, it's Jen from Delicious Threads. Today is Friday, December 29th, 2017. It's been 3 months since I recorded last, and thank you to those of you who have reached out to me and said, hey, missed your videos, when are you going to make another one? I hope everything's okay. Really appreciate it. Life just gets away from you sometimes, and just been busy, and then times where I think it's going to be a good time to record, somebody gets sick, and just stuff happens. So I do really want to record more often. I know I've said that in my last 3 videos, and that they've had at least a month, if not 2 months between them. And I feel like it would be a lot easier to record more often because then you have less stuff you have to keep track of. And I know I don't have to show you guys everything, but you're excited about it and I want to share everything. So being able to record more often would be really nice. So I'm hoping that I can eventually do it every 2 weeks like I used to. But for today, we are going to talk about what I have done since the end of September. The last time I recorded, I was a couple weeks out from going to the FlossTube retreat in Austin, and it was so much fun. I had some reservations about leaving the kids, and everything worked out really nicely. They had fun spending time with their dad. I had a lot of fun hanging out with our stitchers and getting to meet new people. And my only regret is that I didn't have more time to hang out with people. So I'm looking forward to future retreats, and I hope that I get to see some of those same people again so that I can hang out more, because I just had a wonderful time. It was a very much needed weekend and just more than I ever could have imagined. So thank you to everybody that was there. I really loved meeting you. I know the retreat has been talked about on everybody's video, so I'm not going to go super crazy in detail, just it was amazing. Thank you. Since October, we've had 2 stitchy meetups for the NorCal ladies. We had one in November at Michelle's house, and I got to meet Elena B, and I got to meet Abby, Top Knot Stitcher, and I got to meet Janet. I don't know if you have a FlossTube. If you do, let me know, because I want to watch your videos if you do. So it was nice getting to meet some new people. I brought my sister, and she got to hang out with us for a little bit, because she lives kind of close by where we were meeting up. And that was a lot of fun. We also met again in December, and that time we met at Needle in a Haystack, and we did a white elephant gift exchange. And I got a cute pattern. I'll show you later. It's somewhere in the stacks of stuff, I think. And we just did a little shopping, had some lunch, did our gift exchange, went to Michael's because it's right there. And yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it was, again, much needed. I really like meeting with other stitchy friends, so I'm hoping that I can keep it going and do that more often. Thanksgiving we hosted here, and 2 of my sisters came. No, only one of my sisters came. We had a smaller group this year than usual. Some sisters were working, other sisters were with, 2 sisters were here. The other one was working, and then another one, she was with her husband's family. But we've done it so many times here now that it's kind of relaxing. My mom comes early and helps cook. And I feel like we have kind of settled into a routine now, so it's not so crazy and hectic trying to cook all day and get everything perfect. Especially when it's just your family too. It's just a little more relaxing because you're all comfortable with each other and don't have to have everything be super awesome and perfect. So Thanksgiving was a lot of fun. Christmas, we went to my parents' house, and it would have been a lot more fun if my kids hadn't been sick. So we have spent the last 2 weeks with sick kids in the house. They've been passing colds back and forth, fevers off and on, and took my girls. My son is feeling a lot better, but I took my girls to the doctor yesterday, and they have antibiotics now, so I'm really hoping that we'll be able to get all of this cleared up and everybody will feel better. My husband and I thought we had escaped it, and this morning I woke up and I kind of feel gross, so I'm hoping that it's something I can shake off and I won't actually get sick because school is going to start again soon and we're going to be back into the grind. And I don't want to be sick. Yeah. Haven't cleaned up since Christmas. My house is a mess. We basically came home from my parents' house, unloaded the car, and we set it down after we got home because we've had so many just lazy days because the kids have not been feeling well. Other stuff, in my needleminder group, I had 2 big sales. And I don't know what I was thinking. For some reason, I thought that if I limited what I was selling to a specific type of needleminder or a specific, like, theme, that somehow it would make the sale a lot smaller and more manageable. And I think I underestimated how many needleminder designs I have. So after I got back from the FlossTube retreat in Austin, I had a laser cut wood needleminder sale in the group, and it was insane and amazing and really insane. And then after that one finished, I think like a week later, I put up my fall winter sales. That was more of like a themed sale. And so all of my fall stuff, all of the winter stuff was up. And you guys, these 2 sales, they were pretty much back to back. I think it took like a month or a month and a half to get everything finished. And I made like 1,500 needleminders. I needed a break. So I took the rest of the year off. And as we're getting toward the end of 2017, I'm realizing that I haven't really been able to do any of the things that I was really hoping to be able to do during that downtime. So I might actually extend my time off into 2018 a bit. And yeah. So if you have recently joined the group, because people have been joining the group even while I'm on vacation. Group is huge now. I really appreciate you joining, and hopefully you're not disappointed that there's nothing there right now, but I needed some time off because it's a lot of work, and I feel like I needed to spend more time with my family, and there are things that I wanted to do at our house, or with our house, things I wanted to do for myself, like I hadn't been stitching that much, and I needed some time. So hopefully you're not disappointed. I will be back. I'm not sure what it's going to look like when I come back because I am like decluttering everything. I'm decluttering my house, but I'm also decluttering needle minders. So there are types of designs I'm not going to be selling anymore. So between now and when I start selling again in the group, I'm going to be getting rid of a bunch of stuff. So when I do come back, it will probably be a little more limited than before. But yeah, I'm not quite sure exactly what it's going to look like yet. But 2018. Let's see. In the last 3 months, I had 9 finishes. Most of those are ornaments, but, you know, it's still 9 finishes. I have a start that I'm still working on, and I worked on 2 whips. So I'm going to start with finishes. The first finish I showed you last time. I don't remember where it was. I think I was about a third of the way done. So this is Pumpkin Spice by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And it is stitched on an opalescent raw linen or natural linen. I'm glad you could see the sparkles. I think last time you couldn't see the sparkles. And I think last time I had pumpkin spice and everything. Not the and, but pumpkin spice everything. And since then, I finished it. I did change a few things. I swapped some of the colors. The white shows up really nicely here, but in person, I feel like it's a little harder to see, and so I didn't want to have as much white. I think the lacy part on the outside was also charted as white. So I changed mine to green. I liked the green kind of popping from the orange, and so I added a little extra there. I left off the faces on the mugs and the pumpkins. And then the other thing, I don't remember all the colors I changed. The other thing I changed was this green part. I can't remember if it was actually charted in green or not. It's supposed to extend further down, but when I stitched my pumpkin, I stitched it a little too high, so there wasn't room for it. This is what I did instead. I just shortened that little lacy bit, and I really like this. In my last video, I went back and I watched it because I couldn't remember what I was doing or what I had said, and I talked a lot about all this finishing that I wanted to do, all these FFOs that I wanted to make, and none of that happened. I FFO'd, besides my ornaments that you'll see, and they're like super easy finishes, or FFOs, I FFO'd one thing, and it wasn't even one of the things that I talked about in the last video. So I still have all the stuff to do it, and I would like to get to it. This is one of the things that I was hoping to do during my downtime. So I'm going to see if I can get those done in the new year, but I'm not guaranteeing anything. The next finish I stitched a lot of this at the retreat in Austin. I think I started it before. And it's Hands-On Designs Hey There Pumpkin. And I made some modifications to mine. So you'll see this like bar at the top on this one. I left that off on mine completely. And then I swapped some of the colors. And I had some people on Instagram ask me what colors I used, and I forgot to go back and put that info in. So I'm going to do that because I found my flosses and my pattern. Sorry. Here it is. I think that's probably the closest. I don't know. The fabric's pretty aqua. This looks kind of like a bluish. It's hard to get it to look right. Instead of browns, I don't really want browns. I used gray, so I used $37.99 for the gray bars at the bottom and the pumpkin stems. I used a different variegated blue, because this is charted and gassed and Weeks Dye Works. So they want you to use Weeks Dye Works Ocean, and I used a variegated DMC. Let's see if I can find it. This is the one I used. It is 4025. It's really pretty. And on theirs, they had the words charted in a different color. I think it was like a grayish color. So I decided to use the variegated thread for the letters and for the points on the pumpkins. The pumpkins also had lines in them that were unstitched to kind of show the curved lines on a pumpkin, but because my floss color for the points is so close to the fabric color, it looks really weird to not have those stitched, so I filled them in with white. And then for the other colors, what did I do? So I already told you I used $37.99 for the gray. For the lighter blue, teal in the center, I used $37.66. For the orange, I used $7.20. And for the brown, I used $8.38. Oh wait, no, I didn't use $8.38. I left that out. And then for the white, I just used, I think I actually used white, Anchor White. I pulled B5200, but I think I used the Anchor White for that. And I don't really know if my stitches were any better than they would have been with the DMC. Anyway, so this one's done. I love it. I don't know how I'm going to finish it yet. Maybe for next fall. The other finishes I have are ornaments or like smaller Mill Hill kits. All of these were started within the last 3 months. Let's start with my sleds. So Foxwood Crossings makes the wooden sleds themselves that you mount these onto. I bought mine on 1-2-3 Stitch. They're usually on sale there, and I think I got like a dozen last year. And I've been doing the letter sleds. I know Lizzie Kate has some sled patterns. Foxwood Crossings has some other sled patterns too. Some that are like really cute. They have like pomegranates and squirrels, and they had some new ones that came out. I don't remember what those were. But I like these ones. I like that you can kind of do your own thing. They give you suggestions for colors. I think I just pulled my own colors. They also use, on some of them, they use like red perforated paper and gold perforated paper. I used silver perforated paper. I got mine, I think I may have gotten it at Hobby Lobby, but I know 1-2-3 Stitch has it too, so I might have gotten it there. I can't remember. And I made them for my family. So each year, I don't think I did it last year, but each year I make a handmade ornament for all of the couples that are married. So I make one for my parents, I make one for us, and then I make one for each of my 2 sisters that are married. when the next sister gets married, I'll start making her ornaments too. What?
Does this go in recycling?
Yes. Sorry. So I only have 2 of them here. So I made 5 this year because I also made one for my swap partner in the ornament swap, the FlossTube ornament swap. This is the one I made for my family. And it's on silver perforated paper. And I switched my colors to, I think it's 823 for the dark blue. I used B5200 for the white.
Where did this come from and what is this?
Asher, can we talk about it later, please? Thank you. 469 for the green and 816 for the red. And the way the patterns are set up, they have a bunch of different like motifs that you can stitch, and then there are 2 different alphabets. And I accidentally mixed and matched the alphabets. Ow! God, I keep bumping my leg, or my elbow. So there's 2 different alphabets that you can use, and then a bunch of different motifs. And then you don't have to follow the like color suggestions at all. They even just say like they suggest colors, and then they give you the colors for the examples. There are some that are charted that you don't even see the examples for. This one I followed the chart, but I stitched another one of these for Pam of Pam and Steph from Just Keep Stitching. She was my swap partner for the FlossTube ornament swap. And after I stitched this one, I decided to stitch hers using the same colors, and I used the same motif, but hers is totally different because I changed some of the colors. So for her leaf, the leaves, I didn't do the white. I filled that all in green. And then for the center of her flower, I used the dark blue. And honestly, I think I like hers the best. I mean, I really like mine, but I think I like hers the best. And then for my parents, I gave them theirs for Christmas already, but I used more traditional colors for theirs, and I'm going to put a picture in here. And for theirs, I used the more like white, red, and greens. And then their font is the other font. This next one I made for the sister that was not at Christmas, so I still have it, but I'm going to give it to her the next time I see her. And this is what the other B looks like in the other font. And these colors, I use the same red and green, but for the lighter blue, I used 806. And when they were first decorating their house, they thought they were going to use kind of these, not aqua, but like tealy colors with light green. And then for the other married sister, I used the same color scheme, but a totally different motif. So I'm going to put a picture of that in here. And these are so much fun because you can really customize them however you want. You don't have to use regular Christmassy colors. You can figure out how you want to shade things in. So like on this, like I could have done the middle dot a different color. I could have filled in the white to make it more of a solid flower. So there's just so many things that you can do to make it your own. And then if you're making a bunch of ornaments for people, these stitch up really quickly. You can give each person their own completely different design because there's so much customization. So anyway, those are fun. I love them. I'll probably stitch some more. Not sure when. Next thing I finished was a Mill Hill kit. Music. This one I was stitching for my son's piano teacher, and I finished it, but I have not FFO'd it, and I really need to do that because it's past Christmas already, and we're gonna need to go see her soon, so it might be good to have it done. I don't know where I did my paper. Here. So this was fun. When I first finished stitching it, I forgot to put the little star bead on there, and then I remembered and I added it later. These stitch up really quickly. They give you stuff to finish it as a magnet, so they give you the magnet. But it's one of these big dark craft ones. I haven't decided yet. I thought I was going to stitch it and finish it as an ornament, because then I figured even if she doesn't like decorate a tree or doesn't need an ornament, like you can hang it. So I don't know yet if I'm going to do that, because like some people's refrigerators are not magnetic. Our refrigerator is not magnetic. So when we get magnets, I don't really have anywhere to put them. I put them with my needle minders if it's something that I really want to keep, because I do have magnetic boards for those. But yeah, our refrigerator, we wouldn't be able to use a magnet on. So I haven't decided yet. Maybe I'll let him decide. The last one I finished, I was hoping to finish and be able to FFO it to give it to my dad for Christmas. And I did finish it in time, but then I was just so busy getting ready for the last minute Christmas stuff that I didn't get a chance to finish it. So his birthday is the first week of January, so I might finish it and give him an extra little gift because I've already given him Christmas gifts and his birthday gift. But I might give it to him, or I'll save it and have a head start for next year. So this is also a Milk Kit popcorn, and this is it stitched up. And I left off the little charm that goes here. It has like a little blue star. I don't know. I don't think it needed it. This one was fun to stitch. Up here, though, there isn't really a lot behind it because most of those are beads. So it was a little tricky to make sure that you're not going to have a bunch of stitches that you can see, because when you cut, you're going to cut around. I didn't want things to show behind, so to take a little finagling for those. Again, quick stitch. So that is everything I finished. I had one more start. Shoot, I forgot to bring one of my projects down. Maybe I'll pause it and do that after. I had one more start. I started this in Austin at the retreat. It was my retreat start. I was rooming with McKenna and from Every Stitch Counts, and Trisha from 3L Threads, and we were sitting together at the table too, and we all had a start up together about the same time at our table. And actually, I probably need to take this off. This is Primitive Ouija board from Clouds Factory, and I just have my working copy of my pattern, so I'll put a picture of what it'll look like finished here. And this is what I have so far. And this is being stitched on Picture This Plus Pansy, and I can't remember, I think this is Lugana. And I really like it on the purple. I did make a mistake already while I was at the retreat. I got really excited, and I guess I just didn't count right. I didn't notice for a long time. There's supposed to be an extra space between the C and the D. So once I figured that out, I was able to shift things so it'll still match up and look right. And in the end, no one will notice that these letters should be like one space to the right. But it did take a little bit to make sure that I was getting everything else in the spot where it was supposed to be. This was the project I stitched on Christmas night. So came home, put the kids in bed, stitched on Halloween stuff. I did use a Christmas needle minder that day though. For whips that I worked on since we last saw each other, this is not the first one I worked on. The first one I worked on was actually Gypsy Mermaid, and I finished the tail. Actually, I'll show you that one first. I don't remember where I was before. I was working on the tail, finishing up the bottom, and I think I was planning to go ahead and start on skin and stuff after, and then I decided to put her away because I still hadn't decided yet what I wanted to do with the skin, if I want to do 1/1 or not. And I do think I'm going to do 1/1. This tail is beautiful, so I'm just going to put a picture in right here. And that is Gypsy Mermaid tail. It is beautiful. I love it. I can't wait to finish it for my sister. In the new year, I am going to get back to work on it, and I'm going to attempt 1/1 skin. The last whip that I worked on, I don't think I have... I thought I brought a picture of it, but I guess I didn't. Fat Bat Cat by Victoria Sampler, and I'll put a picture in of what it'll look like finished. And this is where I am. I finished up the cat, except for the little pink nose. I I couldn't find my floss because I decided not to use the fancy floss for that. I'm just using regular DMC, and then I'll put the other floss away for something else. There we go. That's better. So the little body's done, the little bat cape, and it's got some whiskers. So when it's finished, it'll have the little moon. Wait, which way am I going here? The little moon with a spider and a spider web, and then there's like some ground that he's sitting on. I don't know why, I just called it a he, but this one looks like a boy to me. This is stitched on Pictureless Plus Glacier. I think it's 32 count. This is the same fabric that I stitched Hey There Pumpkin on. Forgot to mention that before. So this one's fun. I am going to put it away and work on it again next year. I'm not planning to do any more stitching this year. There are only a couple days left. I'll tell you why later. So this one is, I'm also going to stitch again in regular DMC. But this is the fancy floss so far, except for the eyes. The eyes are also just 2 stitches of green. And I think I just pulled out the regular DMC for that. Really loving this one. It makes me happy every time I stitch on it because it's just so adorable. And yeah, so that one's fun. Okay, so new stuff, new acquisitions. So first thing was a pattern that I got as my white elephant gift from the NorCal Stitcher Swap, and this was the pattern that Maddie brought. It had some chocolates too, and I ate those chocolates on my way home. Tiny Tidings 8 by Lizzie Kate. There are some cute things. I like the Bee Mary. So thank you, Maddie. I also placed an order with 3 All Threads, Trisha. She is now a Soda Stitch distributor, and she sells in her Facebook group, and I think she might be putting her patterns in her Etsy shop too. I'll put a link down below for her Facebook group so you can check it out. And I got 4 patterns from her. When I saw this one, I thought of my girls. Flower Dance. The dress for each of the dancers is based on a flower. I thought that was really pretty, and the girlies would like that. I also got 4 Seasons Village, and I have admired this one for a little while. I'm not sure if I would stitch them all together or not. If I did all together, I would do it as a square, or I might stitch them individually, finish them in a hoop, and then I could swap it out for each season. I'm not sure. That's cute. And then I got Fairy Tale Land 1 and Fairy Tale 2. And there's a new Stitch Along Facebook group that Garrett put together for Soda Stitch Fairy Tale patterns. And a bunch of people are going to be starting these ones, but you can do any fairy tale pattern from Soda Stitch. We're starting January 1st. I'm planning to stitch these ones. I think I'm going to stitch them on separate pieces of fabric, and I haven't picked that yet. So I should probably figure that out because we're going to be starting in just a couple of days. Yeah, so I'll put a link down below for that Facebook group too if you would like to join. I placed some orders with XJU Designs for her fabrics. They're so pretty. I know lots of people have been ordering from them, and I really wanted to try her out. My first order was all 40 count fabrics. I was trying to find a fabric for Halloween at Hot Crown Hollow. I'm planning to stitch it 1/2 on 40 count. And so I found 2 of her fabrics that are possibilities. The first one is Rocky Mountain. And it's kind of like a, I don't know, I think it's like white or light gray with gray modeling. It's really pretty. And I think Tracy is using this for something. We talked about it. I can't remember. What are you using for, Tracy? The other one that's a contender is Gold Sand. This is also 40 count. And it's just like it's described. It's like a nice gold, light gold modeling. And while I was there, I got a couple other things because they're pretty. These are also 40 count. This one is Spicy Carrot. Oops. And I also got Frosty Aqua. It's beautiful. And when she sends your order, she sends gift threads. So for this order, I got Lady in Green. Be a nice like leaf or grass color. Very pretty. My other order from her, I went for more neutral colors. I don't remember if I had a reason for this or if I just wanted to get stuff. You know how it is. This is a 28 count linen in long coffee. It's a really pretty dark brown. It's almost like kind of a, nope, it's just mottled brown. It's really pretty. I got a 32 count linen called brown paper. Did I have an idea? It's been so long that I can't remember. And the last one I got is a 32 count linen called Old Linen. So they're all fairly similar, just really nice brown fabrics. I think that I might have been looking for a color that would be nice for Halloween fairy. I'm not sure that I just wanted them. And with that order, I don't know what I did with it. Oh, here it is. My gift floss is called Buttermilk Cake. It's nice, pretty light yellow. And I will have to show you my third order when it comes in, so that'll be next time. Let's see. Before my last video, I forgot to show you this. I actually got it before. I got one of those custom quarters that, I don't know if this is the actual brand that Vonna uses, but I got it because of her tutorial videos on how to make cording for finishing, and I wanted to give it a try for some of my flat folds possibly, and ornaments. So I do have one of these. I have not used it yet, but I am excited to give it a shot. Silks For You had a gift bag, or not gift bag, grab bag thing that she put up where she just had a certain number of grab bags that you could get. I don't remember how much it cost or how much floss is supposed to be, but basically it's just a chunk of floss. And my girls got into it, so these are not wound up nicely anymore, but these are nice Christmas colors. And then here are some of the other little mini skeins. One that's kind of reminds me of candy. Pretty aqua. This is not showing up. Let me see, do I have any? This is kind of white. A little better. Browns, pinks, some multicolors. And there are some smaller mini skeins. I haven't taken these out yet, except for the girls taking things. So this is nice. I think I'm gonna not do grab bags or oops packs or anything anymore because I have so many of these now that I really need to find projects to use them on instead of getting more, right? Not doing Stitch from Stash still. I'm not going to worry about that. I am going to try to use what I have for the most part, but I don't want to keep track of stuff. I also got 2 sets. I bought these on Amazon. I don't remember how much they were. They're like the really small embroidery scissors. They're like tiny, like that's my hand. I got 2 sets of these. I gave away my other pair as part of my white elephant gift. So for that I had a pair of mini scissors, a snowflake needle minder, because I have to include a needle minder, right? I had a Lizzie Kate pattern, a Christmas pattern, and I also gave away the DMC color card. Not the one with the actual threads, but the printed one. So all of that was in my little set, and I'm glad I have a set for myself. These are super cute. Now that I've shown you, I can take them out, right? I don't really hold to that. Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery had sale. Well, I don't think they were actually on sale, but they were selling these little cross stitcher pins, and it actually has a pin back. And I bought 2 of them. I'm going to make one into a needle minder for myself, and then I'm going to keep one as a pin. I don't really wear pins, but maybe I'll start. Anyway, super cute. I wanted to like not make the only thing I had into a needle minder. And then when they sent one of the little floss organizers and then their cupcake pattern. I have a couple of those. I know Kellyanne has like 50,000 of those. I think I only have like 3. But every pattern I have is the cupcake too. When I saw that Thread Heaven wasn't going to be produced anymore, I got a bunch on 123 before they ran out. I know this is insane. I have gifted some to my sisters, and I do use it. So, yeah. I've used Thread Magic before too. At first I liked the case a lot better because it has like little slots on the side that you can run your thread through. And with this, since it's just the little tub, sometimes it can be hard to get in there. But what I found was the lid for the Thread Magic wouldn't pop back on easily, or not easily. It would stretch out. So the prongs, either they would contract or the lid stretched out and then the lid wouldn't stay on ever. So that was really annoying and I decided I didn't like it anymore. Plus it doesn't feel the same as Thread Heaven. I think Thread Heaven's like a little silkier, I guess, and felt like it was giving like a light coating and the other one felt like a little heavier. It could be my imagination. I don't know. And so what I do with Thread Heaven now to combat having to because people are like, oh, it's too hard to push it down. I just take a little chunk out and then I have like a little squishy ball. And when I'm stitching, I'll just have that sitting out on top of the box and then I'll use that to put on my thread. And then when I'm done, I just put it back in the box, close it up, and it's fine. So, the last few things I have in here are retreat gifts. So for my roomies, I gave them some needle minders. And from McKenna, I got this cute little owl pouch. I think this is a 31 pouch. Let me look. I think it says on the inside. Yeah, 31. And then inside it has the little pockets and elastic. I'm guessing you could put like a reader or something in there. And this is like a little Velcro pouch. So I haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to use it yet, but thank you, McKenna. I know that it's been a long time since you gave it to me, but I thanked you then, thanking you again now. Kate from No Name Needle Minders had somebody make everybody these little orc catchers, or thread catchers. And for some of us, she had already labeled who they're for, so I got the sparkly butterflies, and she gave everybody needle minders too. So these are the 2 that she gave to me. So we each got one that said FlossTube Retreat October 2017, and then we had some other one, and those were mixed up for people. So mine is kind of like a little peppermint fairy. Super cute. Thank you again, Kate. And the last little gift thing is from Angela Gibson. She has a Facebook group, Stitchers at Heart. There's the info for that. And she made everybody either an 8x8 grime guard, which is what I got, or scroll rod covers. So this is technically my first ever grime guard. I've had fabric cut for grime guards that I was making myself for a year, and it's still just sitting. So I will eventually make my grime guards, but it's nice to have this one. I've been stitching on 11x11s right now, so I haven't had a chance to try it out, but I have a couple of projects that are going to be a little bit smaller in the coming year, so I'll be using this. Thank you again, Angela. I think Linda too, right? Yeah, Linda also. I think they have the group together. So thank you, ladies. I really appreciate it. So that was all of the haul type stuff. So for 2018, I've done word of the year the last 3 years, and I was talking to Helga and commenting about how I was having a hard time picking another word, and actually I was thinking maybe I shouldn't pick a word because I feel like I had kind of failed the last 3 years. So I think the last 3 years I picked organize, I picked finish, and I picked balance. So for organize, I really wanted to get like everything in my life organized. And with most things, you're really good about it at the beginning, and then things kind of just taper off, and of course that happened. With finish, I wanted to finish things. Like I had so many projects I had started or that were like in the planning stages, and I really wanted to finish things. So that was my word, and I don't know if I even really finished more than I had the year before. And then last year, my word was balance, and I wanted to have better balance between or among like my business stuff and my family and like working on the home and myself. And I feel like I did make progress in that area, but of course, like it's not perfect. Like nobody's perfect. Like it's not something that I think that it can happen overnight. It's not even something I think can happen a year. So just kind of with this frustration, I was trying to figure out, like, should I even do this again? Is it silly? Like, should I just always be trying to be better no matter what and not really think about having something to focus on specifically? And then through chatting, we were like, hey, what word kind of works for all of that? And it's like, well, all of those things, like, they may not be done, but you've made progress. And I was like, that's true. So my word for 2018, maybe unofficial, because I don't know how much I'm going to be like, this is my word, is progress. So with all of the things that I would like to do, I just want to make progress. It's easy to backpedal. It's easy to have slips. It's easy to like make progress and then drop back and, you know, lose some of that progress. Like that's normal stuff. So the big idea is really just to be like constantly trying to move more toward meeting goals. And so working on having progress. So I'm going to do that. And some of the things that I'm going to be working on, we would like to buy a new house maybe in 2018. So things that need to happen before then, we need to work on like fixing all the little things that go wrong with your house that you like put off because they're just little things. But when you're trying to sell your house, like those could be bigger things. Like other people, like they're not going to want to buy a house that has like little things that need to be fixed. So fixing all the little things. Decluttering. I started decluttering. I've tried decluttering so many times, and I'm definitely much more motivated now than I was when I started. So I'm going to do it this time. I started doing zone cleaning partway through last year, and that's where you clean like a different zone of your house each day. You come up with the zones yourself, and so I think I had bedrooms as a zone, bathrooms as a zone, kitchen and like the desk area in our kitchen is a zone, living room and entryway is a zone, and then the last one is the playroom. And so those were my like 5 days, my 5 weekdays, and then the weekend was mostly just like catch up. And then of course you have all your normal stuff, like you're going to do your dishes, you're going to do your laundry as needed for all of that. But having the zone cleaning and like telling yourself it was okay if you don't get everything done, like you spend like an hour and you do as much as you can in that zone, and then you're done. You don't have to think about it until next week. Like, yeah, if there's a disaster and something needs to clean up, I'm going to do it. You know, it's not like, well, I cleaned that on Tuesday, so I'm not cleaning it again until next Tuesday. That's not how it works. But like just giving myself permission to not have my house be completely clean every single day really relieved a lot of stress about that. So zone cleaning I'm going to keep going with. Mary organizes. She has a Facebook group and a website. She, every January 1st, she does a 91-day decluttering challenge. And it's all free through her blog and through her Facebook page. And each week there's like a room that you focus on in your house. And she gives you tips for decluttering and reorganizing and cleaning those areas, and shows you like before and afters of her house, and like videos and other blog posts that she's written about like ways you can declutter that area and reorganize it so that it's more efficient. And so I tried this last year. I think I made it about halfway. Like some of the rooms don't really match up, so I'm going to be better about figuring out, instead of just saying like, oh, well, I don't really have a laundry room. I don't need to do anything. I'm going to try to actually use that time to do like an other area that's not necessarily on her list of rooms. But I'm going to do the 91-day declutter challenge again. And then usually in spring, she has a spring cleaning challenge afterwards. So it's like where you like really clean everything. So I'm going to do both of those. Last year, my bullet journal, I totally crapped out after October. I did my October like monthly page. It's super pretty. I should have brought it to show you. It has like pumpkins and like a tree, and it's just really cute, and my kids helped me like design it, and that was the last thing I did in it. So I bought a new one for 2018 so I can start fresh, and I am planning to get that set up this weekend so that it's ready to go for January 1st, and I really want to be better about using that. For me, I use it mostly for like tracking my projects and what I'm stitching on. I think I am going to have a habit tracker in there, and then just other things that I want to keep track of. But it's mostly just going to be like creative things. I'm not using it as like a planner, because I also have my Get to Work book, which is a planner and like goal setting. It's not really a workbook, but it's like a planner with goal setting in it. I've used this for the last 2 years, so it's going to be my third year using it. I love it. I actually use it. This is the first planner that I've ever had that I like use the whole year, and I like every day. Okay, maybe not every day, but I'm looking at that constantly and writing in my appointments and writing in my list of things that I want to get done. The thing I haven't been good about is there's a section where you can reflect on like the past month and like what you did well and like what things you need to let go of and what things you're still working on and like what your next steps are. And I wasn't great about doing those, but knowing it's there, like I do think about it, even if it's not written down in the planner. But I think it helps. I'm also getting Your Best Year, the Life Edition. It's by Lisa Jacobs. I think this is also her third year of doing it. I had the business edition last year, and with that is just really looking at like what your goals are and trying to work toward those goals. So I ordered that. It's not going to get here until tomorrow. I'll show you maybe next time if you're interested. Year of Whips. I'm doing it. I technically did it this year, and I think I was just too excited by Stitch Mania, and so I had too many new starts and then new things that I wanted to stitch that I didn't really stitch on much that I already had. This coming year, I really want to get my projects done. So I am going to do Year of Whips, and I'm hoping to have more success. FlossTube Fit Club. So Diana from It Is Kismet Stitches talked about this. She did a video. She has a Facebook group going. FlossTube Fit Club. You don't have to make videos to be in the group. It's for everybody. Just a place for us to like check in with each other and kind of set goals. And it's not just like getting in shape. It's other things. Like it's all the self-care things that you need to do. All of the things that like you let slide. Like I hadn't been to the dentist in 2.5 years. Like, that's insane. Like, why not? And I posted in the group, like, you know, I used to get on my mom for this. You know, she was always busy doing things with the kids, making all their appointments. I'm like, hey, when have you gone? Or she'd be like, oh, my tooth hurts. I'm like, you need to go to the dentist. She's like, I know. I just haven't been in a while. Like, why? Take care of yourself. And I used to, like, really get upset with her because she wouldn't do that. And then I realized, I'm doing that. I'm doing that. I'm her. So I don't want to be like my mom. I want to make sure I go to the dentist. So I had my first dentist appointment in 2.5 years, that last week, and I have another one scheduled for next week. I think I might be getting sick, so I hope that I don't actually get sick so I can go to that one. But I have one for next week where we're going to talk about my Invisalign and what to do next steps with that, because I had it, but I haven't really been using it. So anyway, I have to figure that stuff out. So I'm doing all the big girl stuff. I should probably get my eyes checked. It's been a long time. So things like that too, like just taking care of yourself in all ways. So join the group. It's a lot of fun. Last thing, StitchCon 2018 in June in Ohio. You've probably heard about it a ton. Keepsakes, Barb from Keepsakes, Pam and Steph from Just Keep Stitching, Drew and Phil from Weasley Studios, Nicole, Buckeye Stitcher. Oh no, she gave me stuff. I have to show you that stuff too. I'll pull it out. So they're all kind of working together to put this on, and it's going to be a big event, so 150 stitchers or fans of Stitchers are going to all get together and hang out and stitch and talk and just enjoy each other's company. And I'm really excited. Sign-ups start January 1st. If you want any of the other info, there's a website I'll link below. You can go look at any of the videos from Pam and Steph or Drew and Phil. They've talked about it a bunch of times. So excited. Don't steal my spot, because don't steal my spot. Yeah, so that's the plan. I'm going to pause real quick. I'm going to go get my gift from Nicole, Buckeye Stitcher. She was my my person that stitched for me for the ornament swap, and I totally forgot to bring her stuff over here. So I'll be right back. Alright, so Nicole, Buckeye Stitcher, was my partner for the FlossTube ornament exchange, and we are both stitching the sled ornaments, and we didn't know it. So this is the one that she stitched for me. And she did hers on the gold perforated paper, and it has beads. So I actually commented on her Instagram page when she was finishing this up, or she was still stitching it. And I commented about how I loved the beads, and I hadn't tried beads yet. And it's funny because it was for me. So it is gorgeous. I love it. She also sent a little card. Some Buckeye candies, so good, thank you, and some threads. So classic Colorworks, balsam fir, it's hard to see there, that looks brown, but this is actually green. Let me see, here you can kind of see, and of course Buckeye Scarlet. So thank you again, Nicole. I loved everything. And these beads, gorgeous. I realized I forgot to show you one more thing. Don't get mad at me. My Pictureless Plus order came from the Christmas in July sale. This is the box. So they're not doing the sale anymore, and I joked with the NorCal ladies that I broke them. They had sent email after the sale ended, but before they were sending stuff out, and just commented about how it really seemed like there were some people who were trying to buy every color that they had. And I think they might have been talking about me. I ordered 35 pieces of fabric. And part of why I did was because it is a really good sale. I wanted to build up some stash, and I hadn't been using the money that I had made from selling needle minders, and I felt like it was a good way to use it. So these are all out of order now. They had them in alphabetical order, and like in smaller plastic packages, but when I went to the November NorCal group meetup, I brought my box, and I was like, hey, does anybody want to fondle some fabric? And that was a big yes. So these are the colors I got. I got mostly neutrals and like the blues. These are all Lugana. And there are a couple of colors that I wish maybe I had gotten in linen because they do dye differently. The one that sticks out to me the most for that is Gothic. So, oh, it looks darker there. I'm using Gothic for a couple of pieces. I'm using Gothic for my skeleton crew. That's the like skeleton ship piece. And I'm using it for my Zodiac sampler by Clouds Factory. And those are just like really dark and inky, and like this, it's looking really dark on the screen, but it feels kind of like washed out when you see it in person. So when they say that different fabrics dye very differently, that is a very good example of it. So I got 2 pieces in the half yard size because they are the ones that I love. Dapple, which is the like mottled gray, and Wren, and that's somewhere in this pile. I don't know where. Here it is. So I got big pieces of my 2 favorites, and then I just kind of got like all of the basics. What I did was I went down the list and just added anything that I either that was like a neutral that I wanted to try out. So now I have like all the neutrals and I can see like, oh, well, this one has like a yellow tint and this one has a greenish tint, because they say, but some of them don't look how you expect them to look. So now when I have projects like my fairy tale project where I don't have a fabric picked out yet, I haven't really even thought about it. Now I have a big stack of fabric I can go search through. And these are all 32 count Lugana. So they're pretty versatile size. And I like stitching on Lugana. So that should be fun. Last thing I'm going to talk about is floss storage. So I started this over a year ago. And I know a bunch of other people have these now too. The double-sided box. And I have had mine about half full for over a year. And I'm finally finishing this up. This is why I'm not stitching the last few days of the year. I am working on getting all of my stuff bobbinated and in here. These are all ones that I've pulled that need to be put on bobbins, and I have my bobbins labeled all down here. And the way I'm doing them is I have a label maker, and I know some people are like, oh, well, that comes off. And they like tape things and stuff. But what I'm doing is I write the color number on the bobbin itself and put a piece of tape over that. Can't really see the tape. And then my label maker has the little label, because I just like how neat that looks, and like when you're looking down the line, how beautiful and organized it looks. The ones that are handwritten are my older bobbins that are written on the paper or the cardboard bobbins, but I'm switching over to all plastic. So I want my full set ready to go for the new year, because I would like to be able to just work from this. And then if I have a bigger project that's going to be like long term or use up a lot of fabric, I will have like extra skeins, or I might pull just for that project to have some stuff. But it would be really nice to just make sure that I have all the things I need ready to go. And then the label maker that I'm using is the Label Manager 280 by Dymo. It's really easy to use. I'm using 1/4 inch black on white, and then the labels, it does it with thermal printing, so it doesn't like wipe off or anything. So if they got wet, they'd be fine. Yeah, so really having fun with this. It's been fun to just relax with the kids, because they've been really sick, so we've been cuddling. And I've been winding bobbins or making labels. So that's my project that I'm going to finish, hopefully before the end of the year, so that I'm ready to go for the new year. So, man, coughing fit. So 2018 is coming up. I would like to do 2 more videos. I think I'm going to do just a slideshow style video for my 2017 finishes. So it'll be all the finishes that I've had this year, with their like details, like what the pattern is and everything, and probably with my fabrics and everything. And then I'm thinking for the beginning of the year, I might do a slideshow style video with my whips going into 2017. I started going into 2018. My 2017 whips, I started with 11, and I think I have like 26 or 28, somewhere around there. So, I mean, I had 15 starts for Stitch Mania, so I knew that I would end up with more than I started with. I'm actually kind of surprised that I finished so many. I finished 29 projects in 2017. I finished 4 in 2016. So I'm very proud of myself. I always say that I wish that I had been able to stitch more, but really, I stitched a lot. And I am proud of myself, and I'm excited for 2018 and what that's going to bring, and being able to share more with you guys and visit more people and just have more fun. So this is it for 2017. I hope you had a great year. Thanks for hanging out with me. I know that this video was kind of jumbled. Sorry. Not sorry. It got made, and that's the best part. So I hope you have a nice New Year's Eve, and I will see you in the new year. Bye.